Hello, and thank you for joining me today on the Ina Show. Today I'm going to discuss a touchy topic. It's called, Why Do Women Cheat on Their Mate? Men and women oftentimes cheat for different reasons. But, now listen, we're not discussing women who have sexual addictions. That's a whole nother category. We're talking about everyday women, mothers, and people who've been in marriages for years or in a relationship for years, and then all of a sudden step out on their mate or their spouse. The number one reason why women tend to cheat is that they are no longer emotionally attached to their spouse. And that usually comes because of over a long period of time. Maybe the spouse has taken that woman for granted. The guy that she's been with for years, he has taken her for granted. He stopped doing wonderful things, treating her out and showing her that he loved her, or showing her some type of emotional connection that he's still there. It can also come because of raising children, and he has his career and you have your career, and going separate ways, and your emotion, that love or that passion that you once had is no longer there anymore. So it's disconnected. And so you're not emotionally in the marriage. You're just going through the motion. You're not emotionally there. And you're not mentally there, because in order to be emotionally there, you have to first be mentally there. And so that's the number one reason why a lot of times women cheat on their spouse, is that they just don't feel the same way that they used to feel in the presence of their loved one. Another reason why women cheat on their mate is out of revenge. Yes, out of revenge. If their mate has cheated on them, oh yes, a woman, out of pure satisfaction, to prove to that man, and not only to that man but to herself, that she still has it and she has what it takes. She can fry up the bacon and bring all that good stuff home in the pan. She will cheat. She will cheat, because that's a sense of putting her back in a place where she feels like she is of value. So women cheat for revenge oftentimes too, and that makes them, even though after they get caught, in the cheating act, or their spouse has found out that she has cheated on him, she still has a sense of feeling as though she has accomplished something within herself, that she still has it. Whether you want her or not, she knows she still has it. Another reason why women sometimes cheat on their spouse is because they simply don't love their spouse anymore. Now, I don't necessarily like to talk about so much women falling in and out of love, because I don't tend to believe you fall in and you fall out. That, to me, that's a play on words, because love it's an action word. It takes on many forms and many shapes, and it's very visible. But at the same time, you can come to a place in your heart that you feel as though, I just don't love this person anymore. I don't want to put any more time in it, or I feel like I've wasted my time. And yeah, you feel like that because you come to a place where you're not satisfied with yourself. See, you're expecting that man to make you happy. And in reality, your happiness comes from within. And this is not a man who's cheated on her. This is just a man who's probably trying to do good. He's probably trying to be a good father to the children. All those things come into play. And so, she comes to a point in her mind that she wants to just start anew. But you don't have to start anew, because the reality is you're going to take the same baggage that you carried from that first marriage, or whatever marriage you're in now. You're going to carry it right into the next relationship, and the next relationship, and the next relationship. So if you haven't learned to love yourself and value yourself, if you haven't learned to entertain yourself, you'll get bored in your marriage. And yeah, you will quote unquote fall out of love. Now, oftentimes when we think of women cheating, it's such a taboo thing. But in reality, so many women that you may not even expect, have stepped out on their spouse. And their spouse have stepped out on them. It's not uncommon. But nevertheless, for it to happen to a woman is very shameful. Or for a woman to do that is very shameful. In reality, it's all about love. It's all about her feeling love. It's all about her experiencing love. And it's all about her having the value of love and that someone values her. So women, this would be one thing that I would like to share with you. If you love yourself, other people will love you too. And even if you're having issues with your husband, responding to your love, either he'll stay or he'll go. And if he goes, then, that's your opportunity to start a new life. But try your best to work it out first, starting with you. Start with you. Love yourself first. Do to yourself what you would like for your spouse to do for you. If you would love for him to buy you flowers, then you go buy yourself some flowers. If you would love for him to buy you candy and he's not buying you candy, you go buy yourself some candy. If you would love for him to treat you out on a date and he's not doing that, you take yourself out on a date. Love yourself, because how you treat yourself, that is what other people will respond to. They will begin to treat you the way you value yourself. I know that sounds strange, but it's all a part of the law of attraction. It really is. And that law really does exist. I'll talk about those laws later on in some of my series. But however you think about yourself, that is the signal that you're going to send out to your spouse, to your friends, whoever. It doesn't matter. And they'll know. They'll pick up those little signals. They'll pick up those signals that you're not confident. They'll pick up those signals that you don't like yourself. They'll pick up those signals that you have this woe is me attitude. And they'll pick up those signals you hate yourself and you don't love yourself. But you know what? They'll also pick up those signals that, you know what, this person is special. That's because you think you're special. You know what? This person deserves so much love. That's because you love yourself. You know what? This person deserves the very best. That's because you give yourself the very best. And other people will respond in that way. Well, those are just a few ways that why women cheat. And it's usually because of how they feel in the presence of the one that is supposed to be their mate. Now, how they feel in the presence is really about you. Or how you feel, rather, is really about you. It's about you saying, I'm going to create for me the life that I desire. And I'm not depending on a man or anyone else to make me happy. I can make myself happy. Happy or happiness comes from within, not without. See, if you're always looking outside of you for happiness, you'll never get it. You'll never get it. No one could ever live up to trying to totally make you happy. But people can add to your happiness. People can add to your joy. People can add to your fun-loving spirit. But in reality, it's up to you. For you to be happy, it's up to you. It's up to you to first be happy and content and joyful. And not only that, feel as though you are valued. Because even your sense of value comes from you. And so contact me at www.theinashow.com and write me and let me know what are some of the things that you would like to know about or for me to discuss here on the Ina Show. I look forward to chatting with you again. Have a phenomenal day.